Welcome to another Monday Morning Mentor. I'm Thibodeaux. You may notice I pushed the time back a little bit. I pushed it back to noon. A few of you guys were saying that 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time was just a little too early for you. So I pushed it back an hour. I'll be experimenting with that just for a little bit. If you've never watched any of my teachings, I want to invite you to be a part of them. And would love to have you. Just friend me on Facebook or like my professional page or join my CF Design Academy or my Launchfield Online Coaching Academy, because that's where I am live today. I'm live in all 4 rooms. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these rooms out here. If tell me who you are, where, if you're watching us live, tell me where you're watching from. If you're watching this on the replay, let me know that as well. Well, today, guys, I want to talk about a very, well, let's just face it. I want to talk about a topic that not many people talk about. And the topic is when is it finally time to quit your entrepreneurial journey and return to the 9-to-5 world? And 7 things that I want you to do before you say yes to that. Okay, 7 things I want you to do. So it's going to be it's going to be a topic that not a whole lot of people talk about. There's going to be some exciting things in the talk today. There'll be some depressing things in the talk today. But I want to have just a reality check with you guys because I love being an entrepreneur. And I've always loved to be an entrepreneur. But what I've noticed this past year after coaching 1,400 people is that not everybody has what it takes to be an entrepreneur. In fact, not everybody even knows what being an entrepreneur is. And so what I want to do today is I want to break some stuff down, and I want to ask you, is it time for you finally to quit your entrepreneurial journey and then step back into the 9-to-5 world? All right, well, let's just jump into this, okay? In 2018, entrepreneurialism is at an all-time high. I'm talking about everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. And just face it, there's a lot of great reasons to. I mean, for me, I want to be an entrepreneur because I have something inside me, which we'll be talking a little bit later, but there's one word that I crave, and it's the word freedom, okay? I love to travel. In fact, upcoming, I'm going to be in Minnesota. And then I'm going to be in Chicago, and then I'm going to be in Dallas, then I'm going to be in Nashville, then I'm going to be in San Diego, then I'm going to be in Jerusalem. I've got all these trips coming up, and that's just over the next 6 or 7 weeks. Why? Because I love to travel. And being an entrepreneur, being my own boss, affords me the opportunity to do just that. It allows me to have the freedom and flexibility that I want to be able to travel. But I want to talk with you a little bit about why are you an entrepreneur? Okay, why are you an entrepreneur? And because this is such a big question that so many people haven't wrestled with. Okay, I know Simon Sinek has this great book out that says start with why, and I understand that. Don't get me wrong, but I do believe that the whole why thing is one of the most overrated things that we talk about. Oh, just go back and start with why. If your why is just big enough, no, stop. That's garbage. Okay, in the end. Okay, there's really only 3 reasons why people want to be an entrepreneur. Okay, finances, freedom, and family. That's it. That's it. In the end, there's only 3 reasons why we want to be an entrepreneur: finances, freedom, and family. That's it. Because the truth of the matter is if being an entrepreneur didn't pay anything, you're not going to be an entrepreneur very long. I don't care how big your why is, right? Okay. Quite honest with you, if entrepreneur doesn't give you any freedom or flexibility at all, you're not going to be an entrepreneur very long. Okay. And quite honestly, if entrepreneur doesn't allow you to spend more time with your family, you're not going to be an entrepreneur very long. I've always believed there's only 3 reasons why people become an entrepreneur, and it's finances, freedom, and family. That's it. Now, family may not be your direct family. It may be an indirect family, like friends or whatever, but those are really the 3 things. So you can start with your why if you want to, and I totally understand where he's coming from, and I do think you need to do that. But in the end, it all boils down to one of those 3 things, okay? But there's a bigger picture here. Some of you are entrepreneurs because your job didn't work out. Okay, and you thought maybe stepping into this world of entrepreneurship was really going to be beneficial. I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, my goodness gracious, you went on all your Facebook friends who are entrepreneurs, they're posting screenshots of all this money, and they're posting screenshots of all this success. And, you read these little lead magnets and downloads and PDFs that say, all you got to do is implement these 7 little things and you're going to be a millionaire. And we see all this stuff, we buy into that, and it gets us really excited. And we're like, whoa, hold on a second. If they can do that, then I can do that. And so we jump into this field believing that, that, like as Russell Brunson says, you're only one funnel away. And I really, really believe that. But I don't think that that phrase is true for everybody, because some of you guys are just jumping into the entrepreneurial world and you don't really know why you're an entrepreneur. You're really chasing the mighty dollar. If you were honest with yourself, you're really chasing the mighty dollar. Or some of you are an entrepreneur because you were just sick of your 9-to-5. Your boss was a jackass, and you're just sick of it. The people that you work with, you were just tired and frustrated. Some of you hated the long commute that you had. Some of you had this super long commute and you hated it. You hated driving 1 hour here, and then when you're done with the crappy days, you had to drive an hour back to work. Some of you hated the fact that you weren't able to spend time, going to your kids' soccer games, or your kids' cheerleading games, or you weren't there to pick them up from school, or you were always having to do takeout or whatever. So there's many reasons why we become an entrepreneur. And I'm wondering if you've wrestled with yours. Okay. So today what I want to do is I want to jump in. I want to ask yourself, is it finally time to quit your entrepreneurial journey and go back? But don't say yes to that until you've done these 7 things. Now, here's the depressing part about entrepreneurship. It's very depressing. In fact, I was just reading an article this morning that they had interviewed or researched, over 10,000 entrepreneurs. And what they found out was 1 out of 3 entrepreneurs suffer from some kind of depression. Now think about it. When we bought into our entrepreneurial journey, if we were honest with ourselves, okay, we became an entrepreneur because of all the positive aspects of it, not because of the negative aspects of it. I mean, people told you that you would be able to be your own boss. I mean, that's the number one tagline in every piece of ad copy that I see is you're going to have the freedom to be your own boss. If you get into network marketing, it's be your own boss. You're going to be an entrepreneur, it's going to be your own boss. You want to be your own boss. Well, I sort of found that not everybody wants to be their own boss, but for whatever reason, that's the big selling thing, okay? Then somebody told you that you could work in your pajamas, like, make money in your underwear, right? Everybody told you that. I used to joke all the time that, I could drink mimosas at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday and nobody's going to say anything or do anything. I'm at home, my kids are gone and it's just me and the computer, baby. And if I want to drink a mimosa, I'll drink a mimosa. Okay. And then I had this fantasy because all my friends who were entrepreneurs were making a lot of money. I had this fantasy that all of a sudden money was just going to begin magically appearing in my bank account, like set it and forget it. It was going to be residual. I was going to be able to buy into this passive income thing. I remember watching Pat Flynn, and his whole passive income thing. And I remember my coach told me one time, I told him that I wanted to build a business where, I could just sort of set it and forget it. I wanted to build a business where I can make a lot of money just, letting Facebook work for me and letting my funnel work for me. And I could just sort of set it and put money in the front end of the funnel and money would come out of the front end. And he looked at me and he goes, you know what? I've never heard of a business that does that. I'm like, well, your business does that. He says, no, it doesn't. He said, no, it doesn't. He says, here's what I've learned about passive income. He said, passive income takes a very aggressive approach. And I love that. Passive income takes a very aggressive approach. And what he was saying was that there's no such thing as passive income. You have to work incredibly hard, but we get into entrepreneurship buying into all of these, what we thought were realities and unfortunately turn out to be myths sometimes. And we see these success stories and we feel like a failure. And if you're anything like me, you struggle with weight gain and loneliness and literally bouts of depression. 1 out of 3 people are depressed. Your to-do list, it just never ends. It just goes on and on and on and on to the point where you just got to stop making a list, right? If you were honest with yourself, so many of you who are in the entrepreneurial world, you're not even really sure that you're good at what you do. Let's be honest. Are you any good at what you do? You run Facebook ads, but am I good at Facebook ads? You do coaching, but are you a good coach? You create and design funnels for people, but are you good at creating and designing funnels? You help people do e-commerce, but are you any good at e-commerce? You help people gain leads and customer acquisition, but are you any good at leads and customer acquisition? And what many of you have found out was you used to be an expert at what you did and what you were hired to do at your job, but now you've come into the entrepreneurial world and you're not quite so sure. If you were honest with yourself, some of you would say, what, I'm not even really sure what I do. Well, I have a title that I've given myself, but I'm not even really sure what that is. And so many of you just change directions consistently. Like, you're going down this path and all of a sudden you watch this Facebook Live and whoops, you go down here. And then you read somebody else's email, and whoops, you go down here. And then you see Gary Vee on a stage say this, and whoops, you go this way. And Grant Cardone says this, and whoops, you go this way. And then Russell Brunson says this, and whoops, we go this way. And Amy Porterfield says, whoops. And next thing you know, you've got this big, gigantic zigzag called your business, and you're consistently changing directions consistently. And that idea of having a consistent paycheck or benefits or, holy smokes, a paid vacation. The idea of being able to like walk out of a building and leave your work at home, all of a sudden that begins wooing you. And I wanted to ask you, is it finally time to quit? So here's the 7 things I want you to do before you say yes to that. 7 things, okay? First thing I want you to do is, and this is not one of the 7, but this is the environment I want you to put yourself in. I want you to just step away. I literally want you to just step away from your business, okay? Most of us, and let me know if you do in the comments, let me know if you are an entrepreneur and you work from home, okay? Let me know if you're an entrepreneur and you work from home. I used to work from home, and I was so depressed, I had to build me an office, okay? I had to build me a studio, and so that's what I'm in right now. And so I went a couple miles down the street from my house, and I built me a studio because I needed to go to work every day, okay? So I want you to step away from it. I want you to get out of your house. I want you to clear your mind and remind yourself why. Why are you doing this? Okay, sort of as Simon Sinek said, get in touch with your why. We know it's one of those 3 things, but why are you putting yourself through the stress of being an entrepreneur? I really want you to wrestle with that question. Why? Why? Make a list. On one side, put pros. On the other side, put cons. And I want you to and here's what I want you to do. I want you to get around people. I want you to get around noise, and I want you to get around distractions, okay? Here in my office, if you were to look around, it's a beautiful office, okay? It's a beautiful studio. I'm pretty lucky. I got 800 square feet to myself here, and I love my studio, okay? But you know what's not around my studio is people, okay? Now, I got some neighbors over there, and I got some neighbors back there, and I got a restaurant below me, and, you know, I got a car wash over here. I got plenty of stuff around me, but in this room, it's just me, baby. It's just me. And so what I want you to, and what I know about entrepreneurs is most of us have some kind of ADD, okay? And so people, noise, and distractions help us. It doesn't hurt us. So I want you to get out. I want you to step away from your house or from your office. I want you to go somewhere. I want you to go to a coffee shop that you haven't been to before. I want you to go to Village Inn on Wednesday and get you a free piece of pie. I want you to go someplace. I want you to step away from it where there are people, noise, and distractions. I want you to clear your mind of all the crap. And I just want you to have a conversation with yourself. And I want you to remind yourself why you were doing what you're doing. And then here's a big thing for you. Why you've stepped away from it. I want you to reprioritize your business from academia to passion. Now, before I get into the 7 things, I want to focus on 2 big philosophical issues here. From academia to passion. I remember when I was a pastor. Okay, I used to be a pastor for 19 years, and you know, week after week after week, you know, you would study the scriptures, and you would come up with a talk, and then you would step on stage, and you would present that in front of dozens, hundreds, thousands of people every single weekend. And what I learned was after doing that, the Bible became an academic book, not a book of passion. See, before I was a pastor, I would go to the scriptures for hope and for inspiration and you know, and for guidance, okay? But after becoming a pastor, when I would go to that book, I didn't go to it for hope or inspiration or guidance anymore. I went through it, and all of a sudden I'd read these words, and all of a sudden 3 little P's would just magically appear off the page. I'm like, ooh, I could teach that. And then I'd grab a notebook, and I would start writing things down. And that book became very academic to me. And the more academic it became, the less passionate it became. And I wonder if that's how so many of you are in your business. Okay, when you first became an entrepreneur, you were so passionate about what you did. Okay, you were passionate about working with people and helping people and getting them from where they are to where they want to go, taking them from becoming from a novice to becoming an expert. I mean, you are so passionate about that, but the more you've done it, the more you've gotten into it. I'm wondering if, like when I was a pastor, if it's moved from passionate over to academic, and it's just something that you do right now, and it's just rote, and it's just ugh. So I want you to get away, get around people, get around noise, get around distractions. Now, notice what I didn't say. What I didn't say was, I want you to go to the mountains and be alone for a little while. No, stop. Okay, stop. Okay, stop. As an entrepreneur, you need people in your life. For so many of us, the only distraction that we get throughout the day is Drew Carey and The Price is Right. Okay? Some of you didn't even know Drew Carey did The Price is Right. For so many of us, we pride ourselves on not watching TV, but yet we're addicted to Netflix, okay? Because the only interaction we get is on a freaking computer or on a TV or on our iPhone, okay? So we have to go to a screen to get human interaction. So the last thing I want you to do is go up to the mountains where you get no interaction. I want you to get around interaction. Literally, go to someplace noisy. I'm telling you, this works, okay? I go to Chuck E. Cheese. You're going to laugh at this. I'll go to freaking Chuck E. Cheese with $10, and I'll buy, I do Chuck E. Cheese because they're still cheap. And I'll buy $10 worth of tokens, and I'll go to the little Papa Shot, and I will play basketball till my arm is ready to fall off. I will take on those little 4-year-old kids, and I will whoop their tail. Bring it on, baby. I will whoop their tail at some Papa Shot because I got to get around people and got to get a distraction. So once you're around people, you got a distraction, you've cleared your mind, you've reminded yourself why you do this, you've reprioritized your business from passion to academic, you do these 7 things. Number 1, are you ready? Number 1, you need to ask yourself, am I an entrepreneur or do I just have an entrepreneurial spirit? Am I an entrepreneur or do I just have an entrepreneurial spirit? Now, there's 2 different things, okay? 2 different things. You say, yeah, well, what in the world are these things, okay? Entrepreneur spirit is something that you can have, but do in a 9-to-5 job. For instance, an entrepreneurial spirit is typically a creative thinker, okay? Someone who thinks outside the box. They don't have to have a system in order to get something done. Okay, they'll create their own system. They prefer not to have one. In fact, they're going to fight the system. They're going to buck the system. Okay, so they'll just get it done. Second, number 2 is they love to inspire. Okay, they love to inspire their team, or they love to to be the front man, to be the leader. Okay, number 3, they love to take risk. Okay, entrepreneurs with the entrepreneurial spirit love to take risk. Okay, they're willing to just bet it all, and if it flops, it flops. But they know that with their hands and their mind, chances are it won't. An entrepreneurial spirit is somebody who typically can touch something and it will turn to gold. An entrepreneurial spirit is someone who loves affirmation, someone who just loves to get those accolades. Okay, so they work incredibly hard, they do things different, they got a significant drive. That's what they love. Okay, and there's more to that. Forbes has a whole list of like 16 things that make an entrepreneurial spirit, but those are things that can happen as an entrepreneur or in the 9-to-5, an entrepreneurial spirit. Okay, when I was in the church world, okay, people would always tell me that, boy, Chad, you have an entrepreneurial spirit. You don't do church the way that everybody else does church, and I didn't. I thought I was an entrepreneur. So even when I was in the church world, I ran my staff meetings different. I motivated people different. I did visitation different. I did the worship experiences different. The music was a lot different. I wanted to create an environment that people could come in and just feel really at home and welcome. And so I bucked all the traditions. I had an entrepreneurial spirit. I took a lot of risk, okay? I risked things knowing that I could fail at this, but boy, if I could accomplish it, the reward would be so massive. I was an entrepreneur. I had an entrepreneurial spirit in that world, okay? But the way that I knew that I was an entrepreneur was I could not be second fiddle. I couldn't be second fiddle. I could not, for a while I was a youth pastor. For a while I was a worship guy. I played piano and sang. For a while I ran, I was the executive guy. I was over all the staff and over all the business. But once I became a lead guy, okay, where I was the guy up on stage every week, I was the guy setting strategy. I was the guy setting the direction for the whole thing. Once I got a taste of that and just really knew that that's what I was great at, then I couldn't ever go back. Okay, I couldn't just have an entrepreneurial spirit in that setting. I had to be the boss. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I had to be the boss. Okay, so I knew I was an entrepreneur. So then when the church thing went away and I stepped into my entrepreneurial world, I felt even more at home than I ever did when I was the boss at a church, right? Because an entrepreneur is someone who is not just the boss, okay, even though that's a big thing, but an entrepreneur is someone who wants to depend upon themselves, okay, and predicate and they want to be the predicate behind their success or their failure. Okay, so an entrepreneur is someone that says, listen, if I'm going to make money, I'm going to make money because of me, not because of my corporation. If I'm going to be successful, I'm going to be successful because of me, not because of my boss. If I'm going to be if I'm going to have the freedom and the flexibility that I want, I'm going to go create it. So entrepreneurs love creating their own path to success. Whereas someone with the entrepreneurial spirit just simply uses creative tendencies within the framework of an existing organization to be able to achieve the financial goal and the affirmation that they so desire and long for. So which one are you? Are you an entrepreneur, or do you just strictly have an entrepreneur spirit? That's the first thing I want you to wrestle with. Are you an entrepreneur, or do you just simply have an entrepreneurial spirit? That is so important for you to wrestle with. Which one do you have? It's incredibly important. Okay, incredibly important. Once you wrestle with that and you've decided that, okay, I am an entrepreneur, I don't just have an entrepreneurial spirit, then you move to step number 2, which is, I think, incredibly important. Okay, step number 2. Step number 2 is you really have to answer this question. And I know I beat this one up all the time, is what problem do you really solve? See, because entrepreneurs are problem solvers. They are problem solvers. And you have to really wrestle with what problem do you really solve. So many of you, and I talk with so many of you guys one-on-one and in my group coachings all the time, so many of you are dying to be an entrepreneur. You want that freedom, that flexibility, you want that finances, you want that family time, you want all of that. But you're not quite sure what problem you actually solve. In fact, you're not even quite sure what you're great at, okay? So you got to get crystal clear on what problem do you solve. Now, here's the wrong way to go about it. The wrong way to go about it is oh my gosh, I can charge $1,500 a month to do Facebook ads? Well, shoot, I'll go watch a couple of videos and I'll learn how to do Facebook ads. And then I'm going to go get some clients and I'm going to start charging $1,500. And wow, shoot, if I just got 10 of those a month, oh my Lord, my life would be different. And somebody told you exactly how to go get 10 of those clients a month. And you're like, heck yeah, baby, I'm going to make 15 grand a month running Facebook ads. Woo, let's go. Problem. You're chasing the money. You're not chasing your passion. And so what's happening is you're on a slippery slope there. You're on a slope that says, I became an entrepreneur because of the dollars, not because of my destiny. And when you become an entrepreneur because of the dollars, not because of your destiny, what happens is when your dollars shrivel and when your dollars shrink, then so does your identity, and so does your hope, and so does your passion. It all goes away. And what we know about our world is that can go away like this. You get yourself one freaking bully client, okay, when you've chased the dollar as opposed to your destiny, it just takes one bully client literally to put you on the brink of suicide. And I'm not even exaggerating about that. I'm not saying that lightly. I've been there, baby. Okay, I have been there. Okay, and that's when I had to refocus my career that says, why am I just chasing the almighty dollar? Okay, because quite honestly, the upside to entrepreneurship is great, but the headache may not be worth it. And so I had to really get clear with, wait. I'm not just going to do something because it can make me money. I'm going to do something that I know that I have the ability to actually solve a problem. So listen, if you're great at Facebook ads and you can solve customer acquisition and leads for a client, and that's the problem that you actually solve, you need to jump into that both feet, and you need to do that if that's the problem that you actually solve. Okay, but you also have to make sure that the problem that you solve is aligned with who you are. So I recommend people all the time. In fact, I really highly recommend you do it. I do this for my coaching clients, is you need to go get the book, Strength Finders 2.0. Okay, you can buy it on Amazon. It's like $15. And what it does is it's got a little test in there that you're going to be able to take. And Gallup, from the Gallup poll, what they did was they said that every entrepreneur basically has 34 potential character traits. Every leader, not an entrepreneur, but every leader has 34 particular strengths or character traits that they have, but everybody excels at 5. Okay. And so what they do is they go in and you take this test and you figure out what your 5 is. Okay. You figure out what your 5 is. And I do 2 exercises with my coaching clients. One is I'll have them take that book and do it, and they'll go in and they'll find their 5. And then the second test that I always have them do is I'll take a sheet of paper and we divide that paper into 3 columns. In the left column, it's my resume. And I go back all the way from the time I was born and I list every job that I had. I'm talking about every one that I actually got paid for. I list the job. Okay. Then in the middle, I'll literally go through the excruciating task of writing down every single task that I ever did at a job. I'm talking like simple things. I rolled papers. I put a rubber band on it. I organized my paper route. I did billing. I did collections. I did marketing. I did whatever. I'll write it all down, and then I'll take a highlighter and I'll go through my really long exhaustive list, and I'll just start highlighting things that I loved. Like, oh boy, I really love doing that. Oh boy, I really love doing that. And out of everything that I highlighted, I'm only allowed to move 5 to the right column, and then I'll go in and I'll find my 5. Okay. And so now what I do is I take my 5 things that I've done. That's my experience. Okay. And then I'm going to go into Strength Finders. I'm going to find my 5 things that I'm great at. Okay. And then there's a third one. Okay. And we haven't got to this one in the coaching yet, but I'll go and give you a little secret. And then what I'm doing is then you're going to write your top 5 values. Okay. Integrity. Okay, could be a value. Freedom could be a value. Flexibility could be a value. So what we do is we take our top 5 gifts and strengths that Gallup says we are good at. Then we take our top 5 tasks, our experiences. Then we take our top 5 values and we put them together. And typically what we can do is we can create a career out of those things. Okay, that's what I did. In fact, this week, this has been eye-opening to so many people in one of my coaching pods because they're like, oh my gosh, and I've seen people literally change their entire focus because they're like, well, we were going to go do this because of money, but really what I'm seeing is this is really what I'm great at. And so what happens is if you can understand what problem you really solve and it aligns with who you really are, you can sustain that. Okay, you can sustain that. But so many of you don't even know it. Now, let's just boil this down and reduce it down to something really simple. Let's take all the philosophy out of it and let's just get very practical. Okay. What is the problem you really solve? What is the product you really sell? Many of you don't know that, and you have to get crystal clear on that. The reason why you have to get crystal clear on that is these next 5 won't make any sense if you're not crystal clear on that. So what problem do you really solve? So if I'm in coaching, okay, there's all kinds of coaching. Okay, there's all different types of coaching. But here's the problem that I solve as a coach. Okay, I solve the problem of overwhelm. That's my problem. As a coach, what problem do I solve? Well, what I know is that there's so much to do when launching your business or launching your product or launching your message or launching your service, that there's so much that there is to do that overwhelm many times paralyzes us, okay? And because there's so much to do, we don't know where to start, okay? Which is going to lead me to point number 3 here in a second. So my job as a coach is to come in and to clear away all the clutter and give you a streamlined path to success. And I do that through number 3, what's called divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. This is incredibly, incredibly important. If you're in a business and you're not making any money, you're not making a lot of money, or you're overwhelmed, you don't know where to start, chances are it's because there's way too much to do. I was talking with someone this morning. One of my clients, I'm so proud of this lady. She is launching a Facebook ad agencies currently specifically targeted toward chiropractors. And we've been working on this. And so we set out a big picture of what the whole business is going to look like. And then her client came to her and said, okay, well, how long before all this is implemented? And because she was thinking that, well, we can't start until all this is implemented. And what I told her was like, listen, I want to give you the analogy. So what we're going to do is we're going to build this house 1 bedroom at a time. And once we get a bedroom built, we're going to move in. We don't need the whole house completed before we start. We're going to divide this bad boy up, do one thing, and then we're moving in, okay? So, for instance, the first thing she needed to do was to run Facebook ads. I said, so the first thing we're doing is we're going to run Facebook ads, okay? Then we can just build a basic landing page. That's it. And take the Facebook ad and go to the landing page. Bam, that's it. Connect it with ClickFunnels, nice and easy said. It's something we can do today. We can launch today. We can start today, okay? We don't have to do everything else. We're going to divide and conquer. Okay, so what can you do? What I want you to do is I want you to look at your overall business and I want you to divide it up, okay, and figure out which one you can conquer and go conquer it. Okay. So for instance, you may need a Facebook ad. Let's just say that for your business. Okay. But you're like, oh my God, I need a Facebook ad. And then I need a landing page. I need a confirmation page. And I need an order form. Then I need an upsell or another upsell, then a downsell, another order confirmation page. And oh my gosh, then I got the emails I got to write. Oh, then I got to get the links. I got to put my lead magnet in here. Before you know, you just, right? So stop. Just list it out. And then divide that thing into 5 or 6 rooms. It says, okay, room number 1, Facebook ad. Room number 2, landing page. Room number 3, fulfillment email. Room number 4, upsell. Room number 5, upsell number 2. Divide that bad boy out and conquer one. Just literally build a bedroom and move in. Does that make sense? So you got to divide your business out and you have to conquer it. One of the reasons why you're so frustrated as an entrepreneur and you're ready to quit is because you haven't got it all done yet. And you'll start to go, okay, here's what's happened. You're going to start to build it, and then you're going to watch somebody and boom, you're going to get sidetracked and you get distracted. It's what we do. We're entrepreneurs. Okay. So stop all of that. And what I want you to do is in the mouth, out the nose, breathe, and divide and conquer. What bedroom of your entrepreneurial house are you going to build today? What bedroom of your entrepreneur house are you going to build today? You see, you don't have to have drywall on the walls in order to move in. You just have to have a roof over your head. The same is true with your business. You don't have to have it all figured out in order to launch. You can just get enough and launch it, and you can make tweaks as we go. I'm working with the webinar guy right now. And one of my clients, and he's starting an awesome professional sound business. So proud of him. And he's just experienced this past week where we ran an ad to a basic landing page for a webinar. He got, I think, 67 leads for $108, I think. Okay. It was like $140 a lead. Okay. For webinar registration. It was awesome. And then we're able to go on. And so now we got all these leads we're able to follow up with and hopefully convert 1 or 2 of them to a sale. Right. And so but we didn't have to have it all done. We just had to have the first part done. So what part of your business can you divide and conquer? So when you've stepped away from it, you've cleared your mind, you reminded yourself why you're doing what you're doing, you've reprioritized yourself from academia to passion. Now you're passionate about your business again. Okay, you've gotten around people, noise, and distractions, and you answer this question, okay, am I an entrepreneur or do I just have an entrepreneurial spirit? Okay, you've decided that you're an entrepreneur with an entrepreneurial spirit, and then you have figured out what problem you really solve. Now take that problem, lay out everything you got to do, but just divide that bad boy up and say, today I'm doing this, and do one thing today, which leads me to the next point number 4. Okay, point number 4, which is better yet, create a quick win. Create a quick win. Do something where you can create a quick win. What does it look like? Okay. Can you launch your lead magnet today and start getting leads to your business? Can you send an email out to your database today and maybe get a little money coming in? What can you do? Figure out something to create a quick win. Here's what we as entrepreneurs, our life is like this, right? Okay. And every time we get a win, we go up and then we plateau and then we come down and then we got to get another win and we come up. That's how we operate. So what I want you to do today is I want you to figure something out that you can do to create a quick win. Okay. So I'll tell you what I do to create a quick win. Okay. When I need a quick win, I teach. Okay. Some of you do something else. Okay. Some of you need to send an email. Some of you need to write a blog. Some of you need to follow up on a lead. Some of you need to, go help in the click, whatever. Just, you need to create a quick win. Figure out what your quick win is and do it. Okay. Number 5. Some of you need to help someone with a string attached. Okay. You need to help someone for free with a string attached. If you are struggling trying to gain leads or trying to help people, here's what you need to do. You need to go into the Facebook group where your target audience is. So I have a few of them. So I have the ClickFunnels official group, and there's 170 call it 175,000 people in that group. I have the Ryan Dice's digital marketing laboratory group, and there's probably 50, 60, 70,000 people in there. Then I have the webinar gym group, which has like 40,000 people in there. And then I have my platform university group. So I have 4 groups that I'm in pretty regularly, that if I need help, I can just type it in there and I get help. If I need support, I get support. But I also find that I can help people in there. So here's what I want you to do is I want you to go into that room, and I don't want you to post anything, but I want you to just scroll through 10, 12, 15 posts on whatever groups that you're in. And if you're not in any groups, come on, people, you need to be in a group. And I just want you to go in there, and I want you to be present. I'm talking present. Do not listen to me. I'm going to use a bad word here. Please don't be offended by this, but don't whore yourself out. And what do I mean by that? And I say that negatively because it's the most gross negative thing that I could think of in order to say. When you go to these rooms and all you're doing is just trying to fish and trying to get people to give you money, it's gross. It's disgusting. Nobody wants it. Okay? Nobody wants that. So what I want you to do is I want you to go in there and I want you to see some posts. And if you can help somebody, I want you to publicly help them. And don't say, hey, here's my lead magnet, schedule an appointment. Don't say, hey, send me a DM. Stop. Literally just go in and help. Okay. And I want you to find 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people where you can just go into that Facebook group and you can just help. Okay. This morning I went in there and somebody asked a question about integration with Zoom and the ClickFunnels. And I just offered a little bit of help. Literally took me 12, 14 seconds. Okay. Somebody else asked a question about, was that a business ad or something like that? I was just able to help. You can just go in and help. And so here's what happens is because I go in those groups and help often, I typically get, I don't want to exaggerate, but 4 to 6 right now, every single day, people text messaging me from that group saying, hey, I noticed you're a great funnel designer. I need this, and this. Can you help? Okay. So it generates some leads for me. But here's what I want you to do. When you go in there and you begin helping, and you recognize somebody that you know you can solve their problem, I want you to send them a direct message and say, hi, I'm Chad Thibodeaux. I'm a business coach, a launch strategist, and let's say you're running Facebook ads, okay? And I have a professional Facebook ad agency, and I noticed that you were struggling with trying to get leads, and I want to make you an offer that hopefully you can't refuse. Here's my offer. My offer is that I typically charge $1,500 a month for Facebook ads, but I'm willing to work with you, invest my time, energy, effort, and my team, and to working with you, getting to know you, and we will launch your Facebook ads absolutely free. But in return, a string attached, okay? We'll do it for free with a string attached. In return, you have to give me a testimonial if you like what I did. A video testimony, written testimony if you like what I did. That's an asset for you. But second, if, and you put an if in there, if we can achieve X amount of dollars or if we can achieve X amount of leads, you don't say dollars, leads. If we can achieve X amount of leads for you, then we would like for you to sign a 90-day contract with us at $1,500 a month or whatever your price is. Okay, that's free with the string attached. So some of you aren't getting any business right now. You need to go find someone that you believe in, that you really believe that you can solve their problem, and you go in and you do it free with the string attached. Okay, and I'm telling you guys, oh my goodness gracious, is this an incredible way to get leads? Let me tell you something, people. People love free stuff. People love free stuff. You know what the problem with free stuff is it almost never works, okay? When was the last time you downloaded a lead magnet and that lead magnet changed your life? Doesn't happen, okay? Doesn't happen, okay? Free stuff is great. We all want it, but it doesn't help. And so a lot of times people who offer their services for free, they're great, but it doesn't help. So if you can go in and you can offer a free service with a string attached, okay, and you can put yourself on the line. Now, only do this if you don't, if you're struggling financially. Only do this if you need business right now. You go in there and you grab that Facebook ad, you grab that funnel, you grab whatever, and you offer your services for free, and you sign an agreement that says, listen, you're going to get my services for free, but if this works, then you're going to give me a testimonial. And if it works at this level, then you're going to sign a 90-day agreement with me at so much money, okay? And typically they jump on and will say yes, because typically the money that you generate for them will more than cover your expenses. And it's a great way to do it. And if you're struggling and you're trying to figure that out, I really, really, really encourage you. One of my largest clients that I work with all the time right now, all the time, was a free plus string attached client. Okay, it's when I first got started, and I offered a free plus string attached where I'll build their funnel, I'll do all the work, I'll do everything, I'll launch this particular online course for them, and then if it worked, okay, then they were going to give me a video testimonial, written testimonial, and then they were going to sign an agreement with me where I got X amount of dollars. So they did. And to them, it was no risk, because to them it was like, great, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Okay. So, so this person, in fact, I got to tell you 2 stories with this. So this person is like doing really good. He makes like $150,000 a year, but I get like 40% of that. Okay. Why? Because back when he didn't think his product would work, he signed an agreement with me that says I would get 40% of everything that came in if it did work. And guess what? It does work. And so now I get that 40% that just comes in all the time. Okay. It's a good way to do it. There's another client that I have, and signed the same exact agreement where they paid some money down, and for initial services, we did everything, we launched it. And then we always put a buyout, a pretty significant buyout. I think it's $32,000. Okay. And this guy just started making a lot of money. Okay. Just a ton of money. And he was like, dude, he's like, how can I get rid of you? That's what he wanted. I'm like, well, that's why we put that buyout in there. And he wrote me a pretty nice check here not too long ago, because he was like, man, the amount of money to buy you out is a lot less money than what I'm paying you every year for your product. It's a wonderful way to do it. So you need to help somebody free with a string attached. Number six. Here's a good thing too. Okay. Number 6. Before you quit your entrepreneurial job, what I want you to do is I want you to go teach something on Facebook Live. Now, if you were one of my clients, I will tell you that we'll work together on a 2,500 word article. We'll polish that bad boy up. We'll delineate that thing. You're going to go on Facebook and you're going to teach it. And then every day you're going to teach one of your points. We're going to video it, record it, download it. And you're going to have a master class, and you're going to have a 4, 5, 6, 7-part video series when you're done. Okay. You don't necessarily have to get that elaborate right now. But what I want you to do is I want you to go on Facebook Live. And what I want you to do is I want you to teach something. I want you to teach the problem that you solve. So once again, let's say that you're doing, let's say you're building funnels for people. I want you to teach one aspect of funnel building, of funnel design. And then what I want you to do is I want you to give something away for free. Okay. Give something away for free. And I want you to offer a free consultation call. Okay. Because chances are, if you're ready to quit your job and go back to your 9 to 5, out of those 3 F's, remember the finances, the freedom, and the family, out of those 3 F's, which one do you think causes you the most amount of pain? Okay. With the people that I've worked at, it's the finances. Okay. Their biggest struggle is they're not getting the finances in at the level that they want to. Now, there's always exceptions to that rule, but the norm is the finances are. So what I would like for you to do before you give up is I want you to go teach a Facebook Live on something you're great at. I want you to give something away for free, okay? And I want you to offer a free consultation call. In fact, I'm going to do that right this moment, okay? So I have an article. It's a little outdated, to be honest with you, that I wrote a year ago, called 7 Ways to Gain Your First 100 Email Subscribers and Turn That Into $10,000. Okay, if you would like that article, I'm happy to send you that article. You can just let me know in the comments that you want it, and I will send you a private message. But I'm also going to offer 10 people today a free 10-minute coaching consultation. Okay, so I'm going to offer 10 people a free 10-minute coaching consultation. So let me tell you how you can get that free 10-minute coaching consultation. You need to go to the website, firstfunnelfree.com. That's right, firstfunnelfree.com. I don't even use that website anymore. That program, First Funnel Free, doesn't even really exist anymore. But there is a link there that you can click on, and it will take you directly to my calendar, and you can book a 10-minute appointment with me. Okay, absolutely free. And I will sit down with you for about 10 minutes and we'll jump on and you can ask me some questions. I'll do quick fire away with you and your business, see if I can get to know you, get to know your business a little bit, and see if I can give you 1 or 2 or 3 pointers that can get you aligned to be able to get yourself to the next level. Okay, I can show you 3, 4, 5 video testimonials of people that said, oh my God, 15 minutes is all I needed, and holy heck, my entire business has changed, right? I promise you, we won't waste your time. We'll go on there and we'll get to business and we'll get to work. Okay. Now, why do I do that? Okay. The reason why I do that is because when you come on, if I believe that you are a good fit, then I'm going to invite you to be part of my Tribe 100 group coaching program. Okay. And so the same thing with you. If you teach a free Facebook Live and you will give something away for free, okay, and then you offer a free consultation call, on that consultation, not only can you help people, but you can invite them to do something with you. You can invite them to be part of your free with a string attached. You can invite them to let you do the Facebook ads at a discounted rate. You can invite them to let you do their funnels, whatever. If you're face mano a mano with them, you can close them. Now, here's what statistics tell us. What statistics tell us is that regardless of how much money you are selling your product for, okay? So regardless of if you are selling a high ticket item for 10 grand, or if you're selling a funnel service for 1 grand, you will close 1 out of 6. 1 out of 6, okay? So what I'd like for you to do is I'd like for you to try to shoot for 12 consultations. Okay, so I said 10, you know, I'm going to open it up for 12. Okay, for 12 people, if you want a free 10-minute consultation, go to firstfunnelfree.com. That's firstfunnelfree.com, and just go on there and you'll see a button. You can schedule 10 minutes with me. Okay, you can put it right on my calendar. Okay, the reason is because research tells us that 1 out of 6, you will close 1 out of 6 people. Okay, so if you get 12 leads, okay, 12 appointments, chances are you will close 2 sales. So if you're selling something for, let's say, 2 grand, you'll probably make 4 grand after that Facebook Live if you can get 12 people. Then what I want you to do is I want you to boost your post $20 a day until you hit the 12 appointments. Okay? Boost it at $20 a day until you hit the 12 appointments. Does that make sense? Okay? And get yourself 12 appointments. Get yourself on the phone with 12 different people, because chances are you are going to close 1 out of 6. So if you can get 12 appointments, you do 12 phone calls, 12 conversations, chances are you will close 2. But how are you going to close 2? It goes all the way back to you have to know what problem you really solve. And if you know what problem you really solve, you can communicate that problem on the telephone, you will close them, okay? You'll close them. And then finally, number 7. And this is probably the most controversial one, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. Before you quit your job, before you quit your entrepreneurial journey and go back and get a job, what I want you to do is I want you to consider getting a second income if you need to. For instance, so many of you guys saw my little emotional video that I did here a month or so ago when I was in Panera Bread. And that was a difficult Facebook Live for me. It brought up a lot of pain points because I just remember 1 year ago where I had no money. Like literally, I had no money. I was broke. And not only was I broke, but the world was caving in. My bills were caving in. I had a house in South Carolina that was being foreclosed on. I was 3 months behind my rent. You know, I had a credit card debt. I had student loan debt. I mean, all this piling in, you know, and then add on to that, you know, my kid's mom was like, well, they need shoes and they need clothes and they need this and they need that. And the weight of the world just sort of was on my shoulder. And I did something that I just had to do, something that I didn't even really communicate with you in that video, but I've communicated with you in videos before, is I went down, I drive a nice car. I drive an Infiniti QX56. And it's not the newest car. It's not the nicest car, but it's a nice car, decked out, every bell and whistle, leather, whole 9 yards. I bought it used and I love it. And I literally had to go down and I had to get my car registered and I became a Lyft driver. That's right. Lyft, L-Y-F-T, baby. And I would drive Lyft from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. every single day just to keep food on my table, just to pay bills so I could then do what I love to do, which was being an entrepreneur. Now, that's not unheard of because my dad, when he got out of the military at age 22, he and my mom had already been married for 4 years. They already had 3 kids and 1 on the way, age 22. My dad wanted to be a pastor, so he went to school full-time in the daytime to be a pastor. Then he came home and he worked 2 jobs just to put food on the table so he could then go back to school, learn, so eventually he could do what he loved to do. And so sometimes you may need to sacrifice getting a second income. You may have to go down and work a Circle K. You may have to get a job at Starbucks. You may have to go to Walmart. You may have to get a job at driving Lyft or Uber, okay? Just to bring a little bit of income in to relieve some of that stress, relieve some of that pressure so you can remain doing what you're doing, which is being an entrepreneur. I had opportunities to go get a job when I was at that crossroads. But because I was able to answer yes to so many of the other of these 7 questions, I said no to the job, even though it would have given me a lot of financial freedom at the time. I said no to the job so I could focus on what I do. Now, I will tell you, I don't always give that advice out. In fact, one of my Tribe 100 clients came to me not too long ago, and this particular person was telling me about a job that they had offered, and I said, hey, you need to go for it. You need to go for that, okay? The reason was because this person could actually go do that job, get paid a lot of money, but it was with a big name that was going to give her some credentials that she didn't have right now, okay? And then it was also going to give her, take some financial stress off of her. But I also believe that she was going to be able to learn something that ultimately would help her in her entrepreneurial journey. So I gave her the advice, I would go if I were you. So I don't always tell you to stay and just go get a job at Walmart. Sometimes I tell you to go. So you need to ask yourself that question. If this is the job that I'm being offered, is it something, one, not that just will bring financial relief to me, but is it something, is it going to teach me a skill set that I can use in my entrepreneurial world? Is it going to put me around people that if connected with will actually elevate my game in the entrepreneurial world? If you can say yes to that, I would tell you to go get the job. But if you can't, I would say no. So let me recap, okay, if you're just tuning in today. What we said is if you're at this point in life where you're frustrated, you're aggravated, your entrepreneurial journey is not going as you wanted. Perhaps you're like 1 out of 3 of us where we suffer with some bout of depression. Maybe you're lonely. You're at the house all day and the only human interaction you get is watching TV or on your laptop or on your screen, doing Facebook or Words with Friends on your telephone. Maybe the income isn't where you wanted it to be, and you're thinking about quitting, and your revenue is inconsistent. You see all the success stories of people online and you feel like an absolute failure. You're beginning to gain weight because you're eating crap. You're not exercising. You're lonely. You got depression. Your to-do list is never ending. You're not sure what, if you're even good at what you do. Heck, you don't even know what you do. And the idea of having that consistent paycheck, benefits, and paid vacation is beginning to woo you. Before you say yes to that, consider these 7 things. But before you consider the 7 things, you got to step away. Step away from it, clear your mind, remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing. Remember, there's only 3 reasons why you do what you do: because of your finances, because of your family, and because of your freedom. That's it. It's the only reason why we do what we do. Reprioritize from academic to passion, and then ask yourself this question, number 1. Am I an entrepreneur, or do I just have an entrepreneurial spirit? That's a huge difference, okay? Entrepreneurs have the ability to take something from nothing and build it to something great. People with entrepreneurial spirits, they take risk, but different types of risk. They're going to take risk with your money, not with their own money, okay? Typically, everything they touch does turn to gold. Typically, they love inspiring teams, but when you're an entrepreneur, you don't have teams. You got you. You are the team, okay? So you got to learn to inspire yourself. Okay, you're a self-starter, you're a go-getter, you're a motivator in both levels. But an entrepreneurial spirit is someone who can work within a 9-to-5 job and work within those parameters, have freedom, create risk, put everything on the line. But yet in the end, they need a lot of affirmation. Okay, and they get that from their team. They like getting awards and plaques and business bonuses. They love that. Entrepreneurs, you don't get any of that crap. You don't get any of it. Okay, so am I an entrepreneur, or do I just have an entrepreneurial spirit? Number 2. We said you have to get clear and understand, what problem do you really solve? What problem do you really solve? And make sure you're crystal clear with your messaging around that. Number 3, we said you have to divide and conquer. So in other words, there's so much to do in your business. Don't try to do it all. Divide it out into little different rooms and conquer that one room, okay? Don't try to launch your whole funnel right now. Don't try to launch it. Just write your landing page right now. Don't try to do your whole ad campaign. Just go do one Facebook ad. Just one thing at a time, divide it and conquer it. Then we said number 4, you need to do something to get you a quick win right now. Create something that will get you a quick win today. What quick win? Number 5, we said you may have to go help somebody free with the string attached. Free with a string attached. So in other words, go to these rooms, your ClickFunnels room, your digital marketing room, and just help. Don't proselytize in there. Don't put a link to your landing page. Don't ask people to DM you. That's all against the rules. Don't do that. But if you see somebody that you really believe that you can help, and you've helped them already online a little bit, then send them a direct message. Do not send people a direct message you have had no interaction with. Okay? Those people will ban you and block you. Okay? At least I do. When I go to Facebook in those rooms, in those private rooms, I will help. And then if I believe I can help them, then I'll send them a direct message. But they'll know who I am because I've helped them so much. It's the drip, drop method. You need to help 4 times before you ask them for something, okay? So make sure they know who you are before you send them a direct message, okay? Then and then with the string attached. So then what you're going to do is then you'll send them a message and then you say, hey, I noticed you're struggling with launching, or I know you're struggling with your funnel, or I know you're struggling with your Facebook ads or whatever. Hey, this is what I do, okay? I want to make a deal with you. Okay, the deal is, and then do it free with the string attached. I will run your Facebook ads for you for the first month, absolutely free. Okay, but I want 2 things in return. Number 1, you agree that in lieu of money, you're going to give me a testimonial in writing and in video. And then number 2, if I get you, and then you said a number of leads, if I get you X amount of leads, then you go into a contract with me where I'm going to run your Facebook ads for 90 days. Okay, free with the string attached. Okay, so and normally people will do that with you because if you can get the number of leads, or you get the number of sales, you can get the amount of money in that they want, it will more than pay for their investment in you. And most times people have no problem giving that money back to you. So it's a great way to do it. And if you're struggling with money and you're struggling with leads, there's no better way to do that. I convert, oh my God, 1 out of 1.5 of these. So I probably have a 75-80% close rate on a free with the string attached. Okay, you guys will probably get 1 out of 2. Okay, super high. Number 6, you need to go and you need to convince yourself you're an expert. So what I do is I want you to go to Facebook Live and I want you to teach on what you're great at teaching. And then on this Facebook Live, I want you to give something away. Remember, I'm giving away my article. If you want it, just send me a private message. Okay, I'm giving away an article. Now, it's a little dated. I would change it up a little bit, but it's still a good article. You'll still benefit from it. But it's basically 7 ways to get your first 100 leads and turn that 100 leads into $10,000. Okay, so I have an article that I've written, been written up in a magazine or 2 with that one, and I'll give that to you for free. But then I'm also offering a free consultation for 12 people today. And all you got to do is go to my website, firstfunnelfree.com, and you can schedule yourself a 10-minute free consultation right in there. Now, why do I do 12? Why do I want you to do 12? On the reason why I want you to do 12 is because research tells us that you will close 1 out of 6 of them. Okay, when you go on and do that consultation, at the end of it, if you believe you're a good fit for that person and that person really likes you, then offer them an opportunity to work with you. Okay, offer them. Okay, if you come on me and I think you're a good fit for my Tribe 100 program, I'm going to convince you into being part of my Tribe 100 program. Why? Because I believe in my Tribe 100 program. The people in my Tribe 100 believe in my Tribe 100 program. And if I think you're a good fit for it, I think you'll help them and they'll help you, I'm going to try to get you in it. And I think I will close 1 out of 6. So if I can get 12 people to take me up on a consultation call, then I'll close 2 of them. So let's say that happens today. Okay, let's say that happens today. Well, right now we offer our Tribe 100 at 50% off. So instead of $597 a month, it's $297 a month. Okay, for a year. So it's $3,600 for a year, basically, is what it is. But I finance it for you for free. It's worth $25,000. It's an incredible program. Anybody in it will tell you that. But if let's say that I got 2 of you to join that today through my 12 consultations, that would have given me a $7,200 pay raise this year. Okay, by 1 Facebook Live call. This is why I'm an entrepreneur. Okay, you know what it would take me to get a $7,200 pay raise in the 9-to-5 world? It would take a lot more than a Facebook Live and some consultation calls. Take a lot more than that. Okay. And so this is why I want you to do this. Okay. The reason is when you go on and you teach Facebook Live, one, you will reaffirm with yourself that you are an expert. Number two, you can give something away, which will woo people to you. Number three, you can give consultation calls away, and then you can get yourself some leads and ultimately make some money. And then I want you to boost that video $20 a day until you hit your 12 consultations. Okay, boost it $20 a day until you hit your 12 consultations. But make sure you know what you're offering them before you get on that call. And then finally, number seven, get a second income if needed, in order to allow you to do what you love to do. So if you got to go drive Lyft, go drive Lyft. If you got to go take a nice shift job at Walmart, stocking shelves, go do it. Okay, go do it. You do what you have to do in order to keep freedom on the table. Well, guys, that's my training for today. I'm so glad that you guys are here. I'm going to scroll through, if I can. I'm going to try to scroll through some of these comments and questions that you guys have, and you guys are so great. If you guys are watching this live, go ahead and hit hashtag live. If you're watching replay, you can hashtag replay. But do me a favor. Chances are there's something that I said today that resonates with you and resonates with people that you love. If you could do me a favor, just give me the honor of just sharing this video. That would be great. No matter whether you're watching my personal page or in my ClickFunnels Design Academy or in the LaunchFuel Online Academy or my professional page, if you could just share this with me, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. There's so many of you guys are saying so many things. I'm trying to stay up with the comments here. I apologize. James says, best of both worlds for now. 3 weeks PTO, tons of holidays, pension, and a ClickFunnels dream car. Love it, James. Danny says, haha, never, but I missed it. Danny says, I work from home. Stephanie says, I work from home, but I did my corporate life for 12 years. Hands down entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. I definitely buck the system. Jamie says, true. Jamie says, chase destiny first. The money takes care of itself. Absolutely, Jamie. Brian says, name of the book again. Brian, the book I was referring to earlier was called Strength Finders 2.0. Strength Finders 2.0. You can just Google it. It's written by a company named Gallup. And it's what they do is they say every leader and entrepreneur has 34 character traits that they could possess, and they help you figure out your top 5. And it's amazing. Okay, it's amazing. And it's not even really a book. You can read a little bit, but you just read your top 5. You don't have to read the whole thing. It's great. It's like $20 on Amazon, and it includes a test. Steve says, hey, what's up, Steve? Stephanie says, yes, 100%. Sorry, Stephanie, I missed where that comment went. Go to help people without waiting for anything. I love that, Sabrina. Christy says, yes, that's awesome. Oh, my God, going live is so scary. I'm currently working through this. Christy, jump on a call with me, and I'll help you figure this out, okay? Go to First Funnel Free and book a call with me, and I'll help you figure that out, okay? Because I think you'll do great, okay? Stephanie says, thank you for this. This is exactly where I am right now. You got it, Stephanie. Stephanie, I think you and I are getting together for coffee soon, so let me know when that is. Hopefully I didn't miss it already. Stephanie says, I'd like an article at the copy. Be happy to send that to you, Stephanie. If I could remember the link, I'd send you the link. Oh, actually, maybe I do remember the link. Hold on. I think it is it launchitonline/7 launchitonline/7 ways? Let me see. No, that's not it. I'll find it, Stephanie, and I'll get it to you. I have a landing page set up for it. I just haven't I haven't used it in almost a year or so. Trish says, hey, Chad, what's up? Keto with Lito, catching you live in Tampa. Awesome, Trish. Love your stuff. Thank you, Trish. She says, Chad, this is gold, my friend. Thank you. Stephanie says, thank you. Live like a mofo. Thanks, Chad. Sabrina says, it was needed coaching today to reinforce what you have done for me the past few months. Awesome, Sabrina. Sabrina, I loved your live today. I was so glad to see that. And I loved when you went there, you said, hey, and you did your little hands, which I loved. That was awesome. Thanks, Trish, for sharing this. I really appreciate it. Trish says, I'm still working the full-time gig, working from home. You got a lot of irons in the fire, Trish. I love that. Love being a consultant, though. Just another client from an existing client's testimonial. Yeah. Trish says, that shit works. Love it. Daniela says, loved your advice. Thank you. No problem, Daniela. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Stephanie says, yep, we're going Thursday. Awesome, Stephanie. Looking forward to seeing you on Thursday. Yeah, let me know. I'm free, coffee or dinner, whatever. Just let me know. I'm happy to do it. Let's see on this page here. I can't always see my comments, and I don't know why. Let's see. Jim says, take your time. Haha. Mitch says, hey, brother, what's up, Mitch? Mark says, I want control of my destiny. Mark, you can have it, buddy. Michelle says, good advice. Kathy says, great reminder. Watch it live. Awesome, Kathy. Love you, dear. Kathy, I want to go to Missouri. Get me there. I got all these trips coming up, man. I've got Minnesota and Chicago and Dallas and Nashville and San Diego and Jerusalem, but I don't have Missouri. I want to come to Missouri, so let's make this work. Joel says, what mic do you have? Joel, I have an Electric Voice 720, I think it's called. Electric Voice 720. I like it. They have one specifically for podcasts. I have this mic here that goes into a little Focusrite, which plugs into my computer. I like that a little bit better because we got a brand new marketing show that we're working on right now with the team, and this is the kind of mic that I want for it, but you can get them. I agree with all your entrepreneurial spirit. Thanks, Jill. Appreciate that. I love that we can think the same way. Awesome. Anybody else? Tony says, you always pop up when I need you. Love this. Thank you, Tony. I'm glad I'm able to be there with you and for you. So, well, guys, that's what I got today. Hey, listen, if you want a consultation with me, all you got to do is go to firstfunnelfree.com, schedule your free 10-minute consultation. I'll let you set the agenda, but I'll go on there and I'll help you out as much as I can. If we need a little bit more time, I'll give you a little bit more time. And then but no, if we go on there and I think you're a good fit for my Tribe 100, I'll let you know. We're very picky with who gets in because people will tell you when they're in that group, it's the best. It literally is the best. And I'm not exaggerating. When I tell you should be paying $1,000 to $2,000 a month for it, I'm not exaggerating, and I'm not trying to just blow smoke up my own skirt. People in the group will tell you the same exact thing. And so to be able to get it at $297 a month is blown away. But I'm very picky who goes in because I just want the best people in there. So if I think you're a good fit, I'll give you an invitation. If not, then you won't get the invitation. But love working with you guys. So if you want that free article, let me know. If you want a free consultation, go to firstfunnelfree.com and book it. But until then, guys, we will see you next time. Don't forget to share it. Just hit the share button, hit the share button, hit the share button. God bless. Have a great day.